Let's make a cloud cookie. This is one cookie of 4 in the plain window set. The first thing you want to do is to make your plain wing icing transfers. In order to do this, you're going to grab your icing transfer template, and then you're going to place parchment paper or acetate. Acetate's just a kind of clear plastic. I don't really know what acetate is. I'm kind of making that up. Over your template, and you're going to start tracing. The first thing you're going to trace and then fill in, as you can see me doing here, is the wing tip. We're starting with the very end of the wing, and you're going to make this wing in 3 parts so you can preserve the different lines and shapes that are on this wing. Once you outline that wing tip, you're going to fill it in with your gray, you're going to use your scribe to even it out, and then you're going to set it aside. And by set it aside, I mean you're going to make however many more wing tips for plain wings you're going to make. You can see my parchment paper has a few different built wings on it. After you've made all the different wing tips you're going to make, you're going to make sure that your icing has crusted over a little bit. It's not as shiny, it's a little matte. And that's how you're going to know you're ready to move on to the next step, which is outlining that middle rectangle. There's 2 rectangles that form the majority of the wing. If you look at the wing directly above the one I'm piping, you can see there's 2 different rectangles. We're doing the biggest one. So we're outlining that, we're filling it in. Then we're going to use our scribe, make sure it's evened out. One thing I want to note here is you definitely want to make sure you are fully touching that wing tip, because that line right there, I also do stained glass, and that's a line in stained glass that we would call a hinge point. It's going to be the point that's going to break most easily when it comes to taking these wings off of your parchment paper when they are fully dried. Once again, you're gonna go finish the rest of your wing rectangles. You're gonna make sure that things have started to crust over. They're a little matte, they're not as shiny, and then you're gonna move on to the final of the 3 steps, which is finishing off this wing. So you're going to start by outlining the top of the rectangle. I always like to do a line directly against another line just to keep it a little bit straighter. If I don't do it, if you look at the wing right above this, it's kind of like this wavy line delineating the 2. To avoid that, you can pipe a line just on that division and it'll even things out. It is a little tougher because this is such a small space to do some fine line work. So don't worry about if you need to pressure pipe a little bit more than you might typically feel comfortable with. And pressure piping just means that you're pushing more icing out of your piping bag to help fill in a space. After you finish that top rectangle, you don't need to set this aside and let it have any additional drying time. Like I said, this is step 3 for your icing transfer creation, but you are going to move on to these little parts on the bottom that I thought was a fuselage, and then I went to look up what a fuselage is, and it was not confirmed that this was a fuselage, so I don't know what these pieces are. If you know that, please drop it in the comments. I would like to learn without doing additional research. Anywho, outline it. My outline was messy, and then I filled it in, and then I just used my scribe to move the icing where I wanted it to be. My gray is fairly thick, so I'm not too concerned that it's going to spread too much, and especially when I'm decorating on parchment paper, I don't find it spreads too much out of control. But you're going to finish off by outlining the final not fuselage section of your plain wing. Fill it in with your icing and then use your scribe to make sure that it is properly touching that big rectangle, because these pieces can break off. I did not have that happen when mine fully dried, but we're just making sure that that does not happen to you. Then you're going to set these aside for probably 4+ hours. Make sure they are fully dry, and then you can spend some time peeling them off. I don't have a fancy pants spatula to help me peel them off. I just use clean hands and a little effort, and you can see that's that hinge point I'm talking about. They're going to break off. It's fine. You're going to make extras. Once you've peeled off all of your planes, you're ready to move on. Start off by grabbing your edible pen, putting 4 dots around your cookie so you have a delineation between where the actual outline of your plain window will be versus the visual interesting point that's in the middle. And I am not measuring this. I'm just kind of guesstimating how much of my cookie I want to be border versus how much of it I want to be the scene. And you can download the free guide in the link below to be able to get a full overhead shot of what scene we are drawing onto this cookie. Now, this one is incredibly simple. It is kind of just a curvy line across your cookie because this cookie is just incredibly simple. It is the sky with clouds in it, and we're not going to do anything too difficult to create this cookie. After we have our edible pen outline, I'm going to come in with my light blue, and the first thing I'm going to outline is the border I just made from between where the border of my cookie is going to be, my cookie design is going to be, versus where the inside of this blue is going to be. And then I'm going to go across this center line. I don't have to have it be very smooth because the cloud look we're going for here is kind of a rough, grounded cloud. I always like looking out the window and kind of seeing ocean clouds. That's what I'm referring to it as. I don't know if it has a name, but the clouds that look like you're almost looking at the ocean or you're looking at the ground if it was all clouds. That's what this cookie is. After you create that outline, you can immediately come in with your light blue and fill in that section. This is just going to be light blue. We're not adding any other dimension to this section. We're not adding any white to create some wispy clouds. This is just going to be light blue. So it's very simple. Outline it, fill it in, and you can fill it in aesthetically as I am doing from the outside in, or you can fill it in however you want. There's really no rhyme or reason here. If you need to grab your scribe to even everything out, grab it now. If not, I didn't need to. Grab your white icing, and we're going to outline the bottom section of the cookie that we have mapped out. My white is incredibly runny, and it wasn't functioning very well. I'm still a little upset about it. It was annoying to work with. I think I pulled some out of the freezer, and I think that's why it wasn't working well. Sometimes your frozen icing can work very well, and sometimes it can act up. And I'm also going across this line, but you can see I'm not super caring how much I'm following the original line I put there. Like it doesn't have to match it completely because we have creative freedom here. And also, my icing was being annoying and it wasn't going to function how I wanted it to anyways. So, it is what it is. Anywho, you outline that section and then you're immediately filling it in. Now, if you're wondering why I like to have the blue outline against the white outline, it's because I find it creates a steadier line. That's not actually necessary for this cookie, so you don't have to put a white line between the blue and the white if you don't want to, because the two are going to blend together anyways. Okay, I talked too much. You are going to let this crust over. You can see it went from really shiny to a little matte, and then you're going to grab your sponge and you're just going to tap across it. Now, all of my tapping created a pretty firm lines across it. We just want that kind of waviness that you see in cloud. I am not touching the blue sky, just the cloud below. And then I'm going to grab one of my icing transfers, one of my plain wings. I'm going to put a little blue on the end so it sticks to that part of the cookie, but I don't have to put any icing on the rest of it because I just smudged up all of that white icing. So this icing transfer is going to stick to it. And we're just going to kind of push it in there a little bit, not on the blue part, just on the white part so it's secure. And then I'm going to grab my gray icing and I'm going to outline the outside of the cookie because we are moving on to adding the plain window portion of our plain window cookie. That's not confusing at all. Often when I outline cookies, I'll go over the outline multiple times. I did not find that necessary with this gray simply because I cut a big enough hole in it. After I outline the full cookie, I'm going to outline our little scenescape. One thing I try and do with this plain transfer is I'm trying to go over it so it looks very incorporated into the scene below it. And you can't see it very well because my hand's like, what if I was the showstopper here? You are the showstopper hand. No one can see the show when you are in the way. But you can see I went over the plain icing transfer so it felt very much like part of the scene, not part of the the window. Hard to differentiate what I'm talking about there, but hopefully you understand. After I have the outline of the scene and the outline of the cookie, I then can fill in the rest of the section with the gray. I'm just pressure piping it in. I definitely want to make sure I'm getting it over all of that plain wing. I keep wanting to just say plain, but like this is a plain window cookie. I can't just say plain. So that the plain wing isn't kind of like sticking out. And you can see I'm putting a lot more icing into the border to kind of differentiate it between the scene and the border window outline. Maybe you have a fantastic icing that just went edge to edge perfectly for you. I did not. I did a pretty good job of doing it myself, but I still needed to grab my scribe and make sure that I spread out all the icing throughout that outline. There weren't any holes in any gaps between my outline and where all of the icing was sitting, and just evening it out. You can shake your cookie a little bit too. That'll help even out all of your icing, but using my scribe to do a lot of the work for me so that I have a wonderful cloud cookie in the end. Look out your window and what do you see? A beach, fields, mountain, and clouds. Give these beginner airplane cookies a try.